And so they prohibit you from being able to speak freely, but he can speak.
Well, he's working with the government. When you have a deal with the government, you don't have a case. So you can talk freely. If I had a deal with the government, I would have never had to go to trial. So when I hear people say, "Yo, do you think TaxStone on Troy Ave?" The moment you think that, you should erase it out your head, because he would be here and I wouldn't.
Right.
The end. It's that deep. I wouldn't have to go to trial
Right.
if I told on him.
Right.
See, it was only one person that went to trial out of this incident.
And
Me.
yeah, and you didn't use the self-defense on any of that. Like,
Well, there's no self-defense in New York.
there's nothing like it.
And that's why it's a horrible place.
There's
They have some shit called justifiable homicide, right?
Right.
And the reason and the way you fight it, all right, the law states that you have to prove that you tried to retreat. You have to prove that you tried to call the police. If anyone has been in any type of incident, you know that these incidents can last seconds.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to retreat sometimes, and it's kind of hard to get to your phone to call the police. So this is why New York is such a dangerous place.
Right.
Because it's like you cannot protect yourself. This is why I'm very fond on moving to a red state as soon as I get out.
Yeah, that's some interesting shit, man. That's some interesting shit, because for me, you know, when I look at the documentaries and the think pieces that goes on about that night, so many people are saying that, yo, that these guys said, I'm about to get off or I'm going to do something to them. It's like, if that is the case, you know what I'm saying, then when does this turn into me just trying to make sure that they don't finish me? You know what I'm saying?
And listen, in no state would I be in jail. No other state, man. He admitted that him and the dude agreed to get at me. He said he winked his eye at him, and then the dude went to attack me.
That's what I'm saying. That's, to me, when I heard him say that, because he said that before, and I'm like, okay, when does that turn into them approaching this case with that behavior and trying to harm somebody, like, and that turns into self-defense? But you saying there's no law to protect that?
There's no law. Like, for instance, we was going back to why these laws are racist, right?
Right.
Every big city and municipality in the country that had too many Democrats, they outlawed guns. It was harder for you to get a gun in Chicago, Los Angeles, New York. Now, the reason is because we don't want these educated blacks walking around with these guns.
Right.
We gonna turn the law into felon in possession of a weapon. Federal government for the country. Now, New York State, you couldn't get a gun unless you could prove that you carried very large amounts of money in your business. You needed so many community people to write for you to get a gun license. The federal government just changed that. And they brought it back to the regular gun laws because they know that law was racist. The Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. So now in New York, you can actually go get a gun easier now. You can throw your permit out and you can go get a gun.
Right.
But guess what? They still did not make a law to protect the people who have the legal gun. So meaning you have a legal gun, a guy's in the park, he tries to rob you, you turn around, shoot him, you locked up for murder.
That's
because
crazy.
There's no law to protect the person who has the legal gun in New York either. Not just the nigga with the illegal gun. They don't have the law to protect the nigga with the legal gun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's up to the prosecutor's discretion to say, well, he had a legal gun and he said that this guy did this and we put him bad.
And that depends on who you are and who this it end up on.
Exactly.
You are watching It's Up There podcast. Go to It's Up There podcast YouTube for more. You are watching It's Up There podcast. Go to It's Up There podcast YouTube for more.